Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with the Daily Energy Check. Today I'm doing another special edition reading. We are going to take a look what's happening with Divine Masculine Collective, going to take a peek. And also I realized after I finished my lunar eclipse reading yesterday that I forgot to use Beyond Lemuria deck that I wanted to use so much. So we're actually going to pull a card for Divine Feminine and for Divine Masculine towards the end. But I feel that this eclipse is hitting DMs hard. So I wanted us to take a look, maybe show some support. Either if DMs are watching this is some word of advice and support for you to find some reason, some meaning in what's going on. And for Divine Feminines cross watchers, if you know, this may be a hint for you of how to make a difference or to support your Divine Masculine at this time, either energetically or in 3D. This is totally up to you. All right, I'm gonna start with an oracle deck as usual, and today I'm using the Cosmic Journey Oracle. Let's see what's the theme, what's the buzz for Divine Masculines. Find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. It's interesting because we had this card for DF just last week, right? About soul family, about finding your tribe. And now Divine Masculines, I'm getting a message they're thinking about it. They are starting to get their head around what it means really. Who is real, who is not, what's the real connection with another person, what's not, and how do you tell them apart, right? Because we are, you know, highly energetic beings and, you know, usually more high vibe than other people around us, people are getting drawn to us. And I know even from my own story, especially in my childhood, that, you know, I was very shy, I was very much kind of closed off, and I would be spending time with kids that would cling to me, that would come to me and be like, hey, what are you doing? Let's do something. And a lot of times it was not, like, my mom was not impressed with those kids. You know, and it could be for different reasons, but I'm just saying that it doesn't automatically mean it's a bad thing, right? Because that's how we find each other. We find our soul family with that invisible energetic vibe and that magnet. But it also doesn't mean that we should just let everybody in who wants a piece of our energy and it's, you know, a piece of our time and resources, right? It's not necessarily the soul family. And that's where, so Divine Masculines have been operating on this for a long time. A lot of times they had the best intentions and they were like, okay, well, this person needs me, I need them, you know, we can kind of be in a symbiotic relationship. But now they're seeing a whole new level. They're seeing both the, they're considering their perspective. There we go. So not just what is kind of what or who comes their way and then they're dealing with that person. They're considering what they want, what kind of people they want around, what kind of people do they connect with. And they're starting to consider, you know, those people who are actually around them at this time. Do they comply with that? Or, you know, energetically wise, is it a healthy relationship or not so much? And it's time to let go. That's a big deal. It's actually number 14, which comes to 5, which is about change. Yeah, so I've been talking about the Scorpio energy that is about transformation, right? And almost like, because it's, even in tarot it corresponds to the death card, it's about almost like sometimes destroying, sometimes wiping out clean what was happening before and starting completely fresh, completely new. It can feel like starting from square one, but if you have a good feeling about it, and if you have better knowing, better understanding of what you want, where you're going, what works for you, what works for the highest good, you feel intuitively guided towards a certain route. Trust that this is for the better, and that, you know, sticking to the past and to those people who have been around and just saying, well, I'm still gonna keep trying, you know, it's gonna get better. That was not worth your time and resources, seriously. That's part of the lesson for those who, if it resonates for you, it's part of the lesson to know when to let go and sometimes say, you know, those goodbyes could be hard, but they're necessary. I know it's been like that for me multiple times, and I'm still dealing with it in certain areas of my life. Okay, let's get to tarot. I've got this picturesque tarot with me today. Let's start with the, whoa, that was, I'm sorry, I'm gonna shuffle some more. Let's start with what is happening with divine masculine energy at this time. If I feel like I need to clarify, I will pull it, but other than that, I'm gonna stay with, just, let me try to stick to 3 cards per question. Whoa, cards are literally flying out. Okay. What is happening in 3D world for divine masculines? Okay. What are DMs cherishing most about the connection with the divine feminines? What are they missing if you guys are not in communication or when you're away? What do they cherish the most in these connections? And the last one will be, so we actually did pull the cards about what is gonna bring, what the eclipse is bringing. Let's see what to watch out for. What could be like, you know, a certain unpleasant surprise on the way, certain obstacles. Just be careful about it. Okay, we got the Knight of Cups for that. I will actually pull a clarifier for this. I have 6 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. That's a really good sign. So it's about equal give and take, and I'm getting that. Please clarify Knight of Cups. I'm getting that DMs are understanding better with all this thinking about relationships and soul family. They understand what it means to have equal give and take in those, in any connection with another person, on any level. What does it really mean? Use this insight. Thank you. Okay. So 5D, we have Ace of Cups, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and High Priestess. So guess what? Divine masculines do not want to hold themselves back anymore. Energetically, this is energetic level, so be careful with getting, cross watchers especially, getting too excited. This is 5D. In 5D, they have it figured out. They don't want to keep, they don't want to be scared anymore. They don't want to be in the energy when they're saving themselves for something better or someone better to come along. They don't want to be like, yeah, my big break is somewhere down the line and, you know, I just need to stick with what I'm doing. Like, almost like, you know, when you're like writing a draft of your story versus the published version of it. So they feel like they're always writing the draft of their life story, that it's never the clean, good version that is getting published, right? It's almost like, yeah, I'm gonna fix some mistakes. Yeah, I'm gonna review that and whatever. And to some degree, it's good that we are open to rewriting certain parts of the story. But it should not feel like it's always a draft, you're always practicing. You're always like doing it just for yourself, you know, that for nobody to see, right? So divine masculines are ready to work on themselves to fill the cup, so they don't need to be holding back anymore, right? They don't need to be scared. They realize that it starts with themselves, with their journey, with self-love, basically. And look at this, we have the High Priestess here, even a baby here. Yeah, they definitely understand that divine feminine is kind of on fire. It's this dramatic energy that sometimes is, you know, kind and nurturing. Sometimes it's like fire and you can get burnt if you're, you know, not even careful, but if you're not, like if you're off, you know, it's that energy that gets us both of the twins to be the better versions of themselves for each other, right? No, not just for each other, but kind of inspired by it. Because you want to look good in the face of your twin flame. And they're seeing you like that, and they're like, yeah, if I'm not gonna be, you know, on my best behavior, and I'm not gonna be in the flow, you know, I'm gonna get, I don't know, a stink eye, I'm gonna be told off, or whatever they feel. I'm gonna get a silent treatment, whatever it could be, right? They are worried about those things just as much as you do divine feminines. Seriously. And it's okay, divine masculines, if you're watching, that's totally fine. We are floating between this feminine and masculine energy, giving and receiving all the time anyway, right? And it's okay when we kind of switch up like that. That's what keeps that magnetic pull, I would say. If we were constantly in the same energy, on the same note, in the same mode of communication, it wouldn't be as exciting. And as I'm saying it, I'm looking at this card with yin and yang. Out of the mass comes elegant order, right? This is the order of things. We need the contrast, and we need this to kind of overlap and intervene with each other, this energy. Okay, for 3D energy, what's happening in their 3D life? Have the Hierophant and the Strengths. So guess what? Divine masculines understand that they need to show, first of all, inner strengths. They feel like, and I'm getting, they're not ready to be like the savior for, you know, for the crowd. They're not ready to be that exemplary self that that masses can learn from. But what I'm getting is that they know, they have that blueprint in mind. They're getting into that mind space. This is about communication. And this is a lot about, in this deck, it's also about healing. We have the sun here. The sun and the moon, actually. The moon and the sun. They are putting these energies together. They are understanding. They're going into the... they're more connected with their intuition. And they understand that there is a much bigger potential for them than they thought. And yes, it may take some time, but they shouldn't just follow blindly the path that other people have been kind of pushing him towards, right? And that again brings us to the first card that we pulled, the Oracle card, where he was influenced and impacted. I'm saying he, but it's gender neutral, of course, them, right? They have been so impacted by other people, their desires, their opinions. And by people, I mean not just friends and family. This could be all kinds of authority figures. This could be the public opinion. This could be teachers and coaches, right? Depends on what you do, how you see your life, right? And they felt like, okay, so that's what the best of the best are doing, and that's what I'm gonna be doing, right? That's the, I think that's the most widespread mistake that people are making, to be honest. And I'm not even afraid to say the word mistake, because we are so unique that for each of us, the recipe of success is unique as well. We cannot be doing exactly what other people are doing and expect that, you know, it's gonna work for us exactly the same, right? And it's good to be inspired by others, but it's not good, and it brings me to the Hierophant again. It's not good to create, you know, to idolize people and just blindly follow, even if that person is speaking to you directly and advising something, doesn't mean you have to follow blindly. Or because all your friends are doing it, then you are going to be on it as well, right? This is about questioning the dogmatic approach, the religious approach. This is about moving more towards the philosophy of life rather than the religion, and working out this philosophy from your own story, from your own experience. It's pretty cool. Okay, what are divine masculines missing about their DFs when they're not around? So first of all, yeah, the Three of Cups, but this is, I'm getting this is this fun, loving, you know, joyful energy that and it's contagious, that divine masculines get ignited by it. They are literally, they get lit up themselves when you're around. Just by you being your beautiful self, their eyes start sparkling just from that. And they'll love it. They love watching you in your element, when you are happy, when you're in a joyful mood. It doesn't happen maybe 100% of the time, but that's what they love about you. They don't get that feeling It's almost like they're your biggest fan and cheerleader, divine feminine, you know, and they're like, yay, I'm so happy. It's like, you know, like this motherly feeling. It's like when my child is happy, then it just fills up my heart as well. It's kind of like that. It's very hard to explain, but actually I've heard that comparison before. Like if you want to, you know, at least get an idea of how deep the connection between the twins is, this is almost like a mother and a child connection on the heart space, you know, energetically. And the second part is, it's 7 of Cups in reverse. So this is the part I'm getting, that where divine feminine is making divine masculine more confident and helps them to know exactly where to go and what to do. And it's surprising, right? Because we see on the 3D level, we often see divine masculine saying the weirdest things, or definitely see, like, we can tell they're confused or scared, right? Like it's like poof, blows up their mind. But for them, it also means that they know more than ever what's the right thing to do. They feel their intuition becomes on point. They can feel the pulse of their heart, of that intuition. They can feel the connection, and there is no fog, there is no confusion. There isn't like, oh, there's too much information, oh my God, right? There's just clarity, there's just knowing. Beautiful. And the last one was, what are divine feminine, divine masculines, what should they watch out for? Thank you. Forgot my own question, but it wasn't really mine, so yeah, thank you. Knight of Cups clarified by 9 of Cups, Knight and 9, but that's the reverse, right? So be careful. In this deck, Knight of Cups is the person who is like, it's like your partner, your crush, your boyfriend that's moving in with you. It's like a serious love move, let's put it that way. But yeah, it's tricky. So I'm getting that this means that divine masculine should not be rushing into something super like long-term committed without understanding what it does to, like, whether it's for the highest good or not. So it's almost like, be careful not to get too carried away with your emotions in the moment, and think about it, take a step back, be able to do that and see if it corresponds to your path long-term for yourself, right? If it's not gonna prevent you from something. And if you have certain thoughts or if you decided not to consider that, then at least don't complain if this is not gonna work out the first round. It just means that it was too early, too soon, it was too rushed, and the energies were not ready yet. Either or both. Usually it's both, really. It just looks different in 3D, but it means that both twins still need you know, some work to do, some karmic stuff to sort out before they can be truly happy together. So just be careful with that. It's also asking for those of you who are divine masculines, who are like on the other side of the scale and you are too afraid to make changes in your life and to move toward your divine feminine. This is saying to you that it's making you unhappy, basically. If you cannot afford, you know, if you're dreaming about it, if you're thinking about it, if you're considering it, but you don't actually make the move, that's really counterproductive for your energy. So either you need to reconcile that desire for yourself and find balance and grounding and, you know, peace with where you are right now. You know, at least make a plan, at least, you know, have a checklist that, yeah, there are a few things to clear out. So for now, I'll just keep working on myself and my stuff. So I can be the best partner that my twin flame deserves, right? Yeah, so it just, or make peace with the idea that you actually are gonna do it, because that's what your heart desires and you're just gonna go for it. You'll have to make peace with breaking someone else's heart. And again, I'm not just saying that about karmic romantic partners. It could be, usually there is still, like, there are additional energies that get hurt, that you can lose contact with, because this is part of the learning and improving or returning to the original love templates, right? The twins do not really represent your traditional kind of like fairy tale kind of couple, right? There's certain aspects of it, right? It could be, you know, age difference, race difference, income difference, cultural difference. It could be anything, but it will be kind of like in your face, and it would raise concerns for people around twin flames. Is it a good choice? Is that someone you would choose for, you know, a happy life? Is that a good fit? So definitely this is an important decision, and I understand why DMs hesitate, those who do, because there's no going back after that. It's almost like, you know, it just gets out there and you cannot undo it. You cannot tell those people that it was just a joke, right? And you cannot hurt your twin flame by saying it wasn't real if, you know, it gets you into too much trouble. So this is a big deal, and it's a big deal to be ready for that internally. Okay, let's pull some cards from Beyond Lemuria. We'll start with Divine Masculine, but then I'll also pull a card for Divine Feminine. What's the guidance at this time for Divine Masculine Collective? What's the guidance for spiritual growth, for personal path? Now that Scorpio energy is out of the way, this transformational one, and the moon moved into the Sagittarius energy, the fire energy, let's get lit up with some inspiration. The Sound of the Universe, 51. It's a cool card. So I'm gonna read the divination message, but not the whole story, but at least the divination. But I'm just gonna say right away, Divine Masculines, if you can work with music and with meditation at this time, even with prayer, with affirmations, that's gonna be really beneficial for you and for your connection with the higher power, with your angels. Having your world shaken up even a little can invite a deeper glimpse of the great mystery of your life. Exactly what the reading was about. There are myriad ways to peek behind the veil in the mundane world. Ecstatic dance, spiritual exploration, and intuitive creative pursuits are just a few. Aim to naturally imbue this awareness in your everyday existence so you can avoid the sudden wake-up calls. Wake up to the hidden music, harmony, and wonder of your multidimensional world. And daily meditation practice sounds like really a way to go. All right, and you can use music there, right? So for the musical Divine Masculines, why not? Let's pull a card for Divine Feminines. Woo, too many. I don't know, maybe it's my fiery energy, but they just keep jumping out. Water. yes, I needed this, thank you. So yeah, let me find this, the overflow. Yeah, the energy is overflowing, that's true. Okay, so this doesn't have that message because it's one of the theme cards, the elemental cards. It's about abundance, non-attachment, paradigm of no scarcity, allowing financial and energetic gifts to flow through and create more. And we just had that moon in Scorpio, which is water energy. And like I was saying, this full moon, this eclipse is helping to wipe out the old and to start creating the new. And this is believing in your potency, in your abundance, in you deserving the highest level of happiness in this world and joy. The themes: allowing for flow, receptivity, the path of least resistance, purity, clearing away that which no longer serves, emotions. Yeah, so the flow is really important. Yeah, so it says about this picture: the being in the picture has many hands, and yet still the water is allowed to fall through her fingers. It blesses her in the moments, it touches her radiant skin, and then continues on its journey. Her heart is also overflowing with love. Her eyes are filled with tears. She allows what comes through to move her without control, so both they love and tears. She gracefully allows whatever she's feeling to be expressed. As she does so, she radiates so much light in the world. Okay, on this delightful note, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye, everyone.